Yeah. Come on in, sit on down. The doors of the church is open. Yeah. What's up, champ? How y'all feeling? Huh? Yeah, you feeling good? You should. Why you not? I'm your reminder that this world belongs to you. Huh? You here to get whatever you want. You are the center of everything. So if nobody else is happy, it should be you. Is it not your world? Is it not your reality? Mm, huh? What's up, yo yo? Is it not your world? Is it not your reality? Hmm? Mm, mm. We live. Hey, Keita. Hey, Jovi. Oh, backside. Backside, how many accounts you got? What's up, Dr. Money Magnet? Every time I see Dr. Money Magnet, I be like, damn it, I still ain't did what I'm supposed to do yet. You got 17? It's good. We need options, baby. Oh, we are not judging. We need options. So I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I need to up mine. I got a couple, but I ain't got enough. Hey, unique. I love it. I love it. Who is Dr. Money Magnet? I don't know. Just one of our YouTube friends. It's not anybody from the inner circle though. Yeah. Why they hide your comment? So what's up? How you feeling? You saw the title, nigga. I know you saw it. You saw it. We're talking about loneliness, solitude. What the problem is. Aleph, what's good, my friend? What's good, my friend? What's up, Marshall? What's up, my friend? How you doing? You good? Great week. Hmm? See, the answer to the question, did you have a great week? Is life feeling good and amazing has nothing to do with what happened. You got to rephrase that. You got to reframe how you see that. If you having a good week is contingent upon the conditions, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. If you feeling good knowing you're in control, you the authority at all times, if that's contingent upon what unfolds, what you see and witness, you in for a heck of a ride, my friend. It's me. I need to join the circle soon. Yeah, come on in. Come on into the upper room. So, what was the title? I'm saying talking junk. What did I say the title was? Uh, are you afraid to be alone? Are you afraid to face yourself? It's a hot topic, right? It seems to be that both the men and the women are in this big debate. Who gonna end up lonely? Who gonna end up? Is it the women? Like y'all gonna learn, y'all wait, y'all gonna end up old and by yourself, or is it the men? It's just back and forth. What's up, Rev? So, okay, hold on, wait. Mm, okay, let me get your new account in here. Okay, there we go. So, I obviously think it's a stupid discussion, but we can roll with it. I'm doing great, my friend. Amazing. Never been better. Hmm. I think we have to define what alone is before we start. What is alone? Matter of fact, before we even do that, right? I have been spending quite a bit of time over on Substack. I think that's kind of like my new platform. Yeah, I think this is where the smart people are. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying there are smart people everywhere, but these are where the deep souls I have found are. Right? I've found some of them on Twitter X, and then I've found them on Substack that they are also on Substack. But these are the deep souls. These are the people who speak my language, who I like very much. The intellectuals, or who at least I call the intellectuals. Yeah, Substack is a vibe. Yeah. And I came across this banger. See, the reason you're not gonna find me complain about anything, because I know how this game works and I know everything's a reflection of me. I wasn't following this person. Substack just sent me a email notification and said, "Hey, this might be somebody you interested in," and they were exactly right. So shout out to them. Yes, yes, yes. The young lady's name is Tamara. No last name, but that's good enough. I wanna give you I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it's long. I will post a link at the bottom of this, so it's definitely worth reading, but you can read it on your own time, right? Because apparently it's a lot of niggas out here can't read. I don't know what's happening. I know that's not true though. I know that's not true. I know some videos going viral about people struggling to read, but hey, Elise. Yeah, Elise always like, wrote you late, wrote you late. Yeah, I was on time. Where were you? Mm-hmm. Mhm. What's up, Final? So let me just read what I'm gonna give you a little snippet of what she wrote, and then we'll take it from there. We good. I'm sorry. Listen, I come in peace until June 1st. I told you we was giving you to June 1st. The title of it is Alone Finally. The contradictory pleasures of inhabiting yourself. I wonder if I could share this. I know I told y'all at some point I was gonna do this on on my desktop so that I could. We don't know, we don't care, we're not gonna figure it out tonight. Listen, take that message. Just get going. Just don't get caught up in the fine details. I can do what I can. There we go. Nobody warns you that the self is interesting, not useful, not productive, not in need of refinement, just genuinely interesting. Like a city you have lived in for years, suddenly reveals a street you never noticed. Mm. This is what solitude does eventually, if you can outlast the discomfort of arriving at it. We have catastrophized solitude so thoroughly, retrofitting it as a symptom, a social failure, a proof of unlovability, that we have nearly lost the word for what it actually is. Mm. An interior country, fully habitable. The loneliness discourse, and there is a whole industry of it now, with wellness campaigns and government ministers for loneliness, tends to flatten the distinction between aloneness and abandonment. The result is that millions of people who are quite content in their own company have started to wonder, with increasing anxiety, whether they ought to be suffering more. Because if you liking what you like, but the world is saying you shouldn't like it, you wonder, is something wrong with me? Yeah. I was never lonelier than in certain relationships. Sitting across a dinner table from someone who had decided some months earlier to stop actually looking at me. I have known a solitude so loud it rang. That specific loneliness that arrives in company, that is, if anything, sharpened by proximity, is the crisis nobody addresses. Oh, now we get into the thick of it because it disrupts the narrative. We prefer the image of a single person in a flat eating toast over the sink as the face of modern disconnection. Talk heavy. Sis, talk heavy, please. You know why? It's easier to legislate, it's less embarrassing. But solitude, real solitude chosen, entered deliberately as one might enter a forest, is a completely different country. And like all countries worth visiting, it takes time to learn the language. Oof. The philosophers knew this. though they expressed it with a severity that put most people off. Blaise Pascal's observation that all of humanity's problems stem from the inabilities to sit quietly in a room alone has been quoted so many times it has lost its edge. It's become decorative, a mug print of an idea, which is a pity because Pascal was not talking about meditation retreats. He was diagnosing something genuinely disquieting, that we don't flee the self because it is empty, but because it is full. Lord have mercy. Let me read that slowly because this is where we're going to stop right here. We're going to land right here. We don't flee the self because it's empty, but because it's full. Full of what, you might ask? Full of questions we have not answered, full of feelings we have not processed, and a self awareness that is, in the wrong circumstances, unbearable. Lord have mercy. We picked up the Bible without even picking up the Bible, huh? We got a word, didn't we? That's the question. Are you really afraid of being alone? Are you afraid of facing yourself? That's the question. Scott, what the hell are you talking about? The devil wants you to be alone. Who is the devil? What is the devil? What is alone? What is alone? Do you know how many people right now are surrounded by people, right? Are surrounded by people. They have jobs they go to, they have people, right? All around them. They have family, they do have friends, right? They are in relationships. Some of them in marriages, a lot of them in marriages. And guess what? They are lonelier than they've ever been. So it's an illusion. Okay. It's an illusion that it's just being in the midst of people that brings you comfort, that brings you peace. People are in the midst of people but disconnected. So now where does that leave us? That's the crisis. You think the crisis is because people are separate? Is more single people, or more people are more isolated in different ways? No. No, the plot twist is you think that just bunching, throwing people together is gonna solve the problem, and it ain't. It's why people go to church every week, and are still deeply, deeply alone, deeply alone. It's why people lay beside somebody every single night and are deeply, deeply, deeply alone. So it can't be the solution. That's the conclusion that I've come to. I have nothing wrong with, there is usefulness, there is beauty in community. We can't deny that. That's not what we're saying. There is purpose in that, but it ain't the solution. Because if it was, you would see different results than what we're seeing. What is happening? How did we even get here? How do you start out? If that's the answer, how did it? And don't bring in the government because I don't want to hear nothing about that. I don't want to hear nothing about the external world, right? Apparently, the world is in a loneliness epidemic. Well, yes, but why? Why? That's the question we're asking. Is it a loneliness epidemic, or is it an epidemic of people who are too afraid to face themselves? What's up, Nightbird? Ego is the why. Is why? Yeah, we could spin it that way, but then we got to be clear on how we're defining the ego. Do we have to go over that verse again? Do we have to go over that verse again? You don't even know what it means. I'm not. Wait, go back and look at one of the other verses. Y'all don't even know what submissiveness means. It's really little dick energy. When you lead with that, I already know how you coming. I already know how you coming. I already know. It's so obvious. No man has to lead with that, right? I need a woman to be submissive. Do you? Do you? Do you? Why your energy don't command that? That's what you should ask yourself. Why you got to get online crying and bitching? Hmm. You should ask yourself that. It's embarrassing. It's good that you hide your identity because I know you don't want nobody to know that this is how I'm conducting myself. It's shameful, is what it is. I don't believe that stuff, but it's a good verse to annoy people. Well, listen, I like entertainment. You understand? And then I like to take fools and then use them as teaching mechanisms. So social media speed it up, does it? If we say which one is it? Is it loneliness or is it a fear of being with yourself? If any of your answers point to anything outside of you, we got a problem. We got a problem. We got a problem. It don't matter. Like maybe we got to do more history lessons, right? Maybe we got to do more history lessons, right? It was before the internet, friend. It was even before television. You don't think that there have always been distractions? You don't think there's always been something, even if it was people just hanging out, getting drunk together. Like you don't think there've always been things. If the answer is something that you cannot fix, what you're saying is it cannot be fixed. It cannot be addressed. That's what you're saying. So to me, that can't be the answer. Let me come back to the last part that we said here. We don't flee the self because it's empty, but because it's full of questions that we have not answered. It's full of feelings that we have not processed. A self awareness that in certain circumstances is unbearable. Is it that you can't bear being with yourself? Is it that? Is it really that somebody else isn't there? Because what does another person do when you're unaware? When you're not aware that other people are a mirror, what do? They become another escape. Like I can project whatever it is that I'm not dealing with within myself on them. They become the distraction. So you can be in the midst of a relationship and y'all can just don't have internet access. It doesn't change the issue at all. With the inability to be with yourself, the inability to turn to yourself. The Here's another way to phrase it, an inability to seek yourself. Why you not seeking yourself? Why? That's the question. Why you don't want to get beneath the surface? Why the first sign of emotional instability, the first sign of emotional disruption, you run. Why? 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 It's bizarre to say I want more people to be around me, but I don't like to be around me. And let's go further. It's less to do with you can be in solitude around people. You do know that, right? You can be in solitude around people. Solitude has nothing to do with being alone. Sometimes you're in solitude and also by yourself. But you should be in a constant state of solitude because it's in commune with yourself. It's an awareness of self. That's the difference. Maybe the rigorous urge to fix everything according to one's self taste is initiator of more problems. Hmm. I might can go with that. I might can go with that. Yeah, I might can go with that. Keita said I enjoy my quiet time alone. Same. Nightbird said I like noise. What kind? Because sometimes we like external noise, but we don't like internal noise, which is why we need vices and escapes. Like I gotta run from what comes up. We're doing a 7-day challenge this week in the inner circle, And the emphasis, yes, we do it from the perspective of pulling away from certain foods, but the whole intention is to heighten your own awareness. Where does my mind go? Where does my attention go when I can't get to the things that I like to get to? How do I react when I feel uneasy? When can I see my thoughts? Can I see that, yo, when I feel anxious, when I feel stressed, when I feel worried, I go to grab something. And when I can't get that something, I don't feel safe. That's the whole point of the practice, is to reveal you to you. Sometimes you got to do this gradual now. Sometimes you don't jump all the way into the dark side because it might swallow you up now. But you get just a little bit, like when I tell myself no, what happens? Do I get very uneasy? What was the other let me see which one we had. Let me see what our topic was. Oh, I will not be a slave to my thoughts. Are you a slave to your thoughts? Do your thoughts determine where you are? So, if your thoughts are thinking things that you like, confirming things that you like, you feel good. But if your thoughts start suggesting, you get things across your mental screen that says, listen, I'm overworked, I'm tired, I never have enough, it's always too much, man. This world is evil, and it's no matter what you do, you always, if you got a good heart, you always get the short end of the stick. If you start talking to yourself like that, does it take you with it? Do you have the awareness to say, nope, yeah, I do feel like that. See, I honor wherever my feelings are, but then it's gonna be a no for me. What's up, Sharon? I feel like it's a superpower being in your own room, own world, in a room full of people. Yes. Why do you like being alone? Isn't that antisocial? Is it? Is it? Hey, Brooke. What is antisocial? I think you are. See, I think it's the terminology. I think like it's getting the wires crossed. I'm no good to anyone else until I'm good to myself. The more I love on me, the more I'm comfortable with me, the more I enjoy my company, the more I'm better company for others. So it's not about being antisocial, even though sometimes you go through a phase. In the early stages, sometimes you got to yank yourself out of the world because you don't know who you are. You're just a what do you call it? You're just a carbon copy of everything you've been given, everything you've been taught, everything that all the so-called programming, that's all you are. So initially it's beneficial to just yank yourself out of everything. Now, are some people willing to do that? No, it's not a problem. Do whatever you feel is necessary. I talk to the people whose priority is self-awareness. That's who I'm speaking to. That you're not interested in being a slave to the flesh. You're not interested in being a slave to your thoughts. You're not interested in being a slave to how your body feels. No, you pay attention to what the body is communicating to you, but not a slave to it. So if I pull away from my normal activities and tend to myself, and that makes me uneasy, I want to know why. I want to know why me sitting in solitude and in silence and loving on me a little bit, hearing my own thoughts. This is what we're talking about. How do you know what you think if you never in the midst of your own thoughts? And you can never be in the midst of your own thoughts if you always around people. Not initially. For most people. There's always exceptions, of course, but for most people, no, you got to come out. You got to come out from among them. I need to get clear. I need to hear me. And the reason most people run from this is because you don't like what you start hearing. Some ugly stuff come up. This is you go to hell. And in hell, woo, it's some chatter. You start to question reality and you don't want to do that. You start to question God and you don't want to do that. You start to question what you believe in. You don't want to do that. So we keep it loud. Just keep it loud. I never have to deal with those thoughts. I never, those questions, because that's what they are. They become questions. What if I'm wrong? What if there's more to life? What if I'm more than this body? Hmm? What if there is no such thing as death? What if I have a reason for being here? What is that reason? I want to face that because that seems too difficult. I think that's scary ground there. So I keep it busy and I keep it loud. And I need people around me constantly. And then I hide behind it. So I tell myself that's me being very loving and I'm social and I'm all the things, I guess. I pay attention what I run from. I want to face that. Brooke said I've had to remind myself this week to not praise false idols. Anytime things seem or look like they're going against me, it has been a bit challenging though. That's good. That's good. I was sharing with the group earlier. I turn up the dialogue, right? I turn up. I become the narrator in my head. So I'm giving myself feedback, right? During times like this, like, hey, right now, it seems as though we're feeling anxious about this. Why do you think that is? Oh, you're feeling anxious because you believe this may not go in your favor. Well, you already know that's a lie. You know everything always go in your favor, so that can't be the truth. I'm checking. Like you have to challenge the crap that comes, especially if it's something that seems to be repeating over and over again. Like, wait a minute, let me just step out of this for a minute. Let me get in the driver's seat. What is actually happening right now? I'm not judging myself for any feelings. If it feels hard, if it feels overwhelming, I'm actually acknowledging that. And then I'm walking myself, that I'm talking me through. I'm gonna talk myself through. Okay, all right, okay. You seem to be a little worked up about this. So you say you don't care, but it seems like it's bothering you a little bit. What do you have to believe is true for this to be bothering you this way? Oh, you have to believe that circumstances dictate what's true for you. And you know that's not the case. You would have to be entertaining the fact that if this doesn't happen, then you've taken a loss. And you know that can't be a fact. That can't be true. Not for you. Why? Because it is whatever you say it is. This is your reality. You always get what you want. The world is a reflection of you. What say you, Rook? Who are you right now? You really parenting yourself. Yeah, the solitude is necessary. The solitude is necessary. And again, sometimes you gotta just put your toe in the water. Just gotta dip your toe in. Dip it in just a little bit. This is why I started with food. This is why I started with my body. This is why. And this is why I encourage people to start there. Why? Because most people identify with their body. You identify as the body. So where else would you start? You're not gonna start with going deep into philosophy because it's not gonna make sense to you. You'll be like, that's I don't know what they're talking about. You're not gonna start going deep into spiritual concepts and ideas. It's not gonna make sense to you. You have to start what makes sense to you. Your body. Mhm. Yeah. So this week, right, we pulled things out. What are we doing this week? We're doing plant-based, but we've also pulled out like the heavier foods like nuts and beans and rice and potatoes. But at the beginning of this, I could barely skip breakfast without losing my mind. Okay. Barely. Like it felt like almost like death. Of certainly I wasn't dying. It's like, girl, please. It's like you're going a few hours before you eat. It's not that big of a deal. But when I was there, it felt like it. And I heard all sorts of rumbling, all sorts of unease. I didn't like that. What I was learning was I when my external when I start to pick up emotional disturbance, it alters my internal state, and I can't allow that. I can't allow that. That's what was being exposed. Like, uh-oh, um, the external reality is dictating your internal state. You move based on what you're noticing and how you feel. That's what's swaying you left to right, left to right, left to right. So I need to get a handle on that. I need to see me. That's why I dived into the world of even detoxing and cleansing. Yes, I had a lot of physical issues going on, but I needed to know. I needed to know that I was greater than any food. I shared this also this week too. Like, yo, the ego helped me because I said, you must be a slave to food. You done became the donuts bitch. Wow. Wow. You got all this smoke for this and that, people talk your junk and you can't even turn the food down. You can't even say no to food. Food got you. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand the idea of that I'm a slave to what I put in my mouth. I can't stand it. So I'm like, okay, let me start. Let me see what this looks like when I say no. Just a little bit. I ain't say no all the way, but just a little bit. Ooh, she don't like that. What about if I say just no a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more? Yeah, you get to see yourself. That's what we exposing. It ain't where the practice got twisted is people started doing it to perform. They started doing it as a this is a sign that I'm deep and I'm spiritual and I'm this and that. Eh, no, no, no. Has nothing to do with nothing, friend. That's not what it is. Now, tell yourself in your world all the spicy things that you like to tell yourself. Have no problem with that. Just understand everything is about knowing you, revealing you to you. My coworker snacks every hour. Mind you, is sedentary setting. I know many of us like I was the same way. Check this. I was the same way even when it was healthy foods. It don't matter, it's the same shit. Now, I'm going to suggest if you're going to snack, yes, reach for something. Get your fruit, bruh. Get your veggies. Yes. I'm obviously going to say make that the preference, right? Make that the first choice. However, when you get to the thick of it, if you can't stop, if you just habitually do something that you cannot stop, friend, you have to ask why. You have to ask why. Because you're supposed to be in control of yourself. I ain't say don't do it if you like doing it. I'm saying you should be able to control when you do it and when you don't do it. When you say yes, when you say no, you should be able to control that, right? Yeah. And if not, you need to address why. And for a lot of people, you just don't know, you're unaware. This is the habit, man. Once you're in the midst of doing something and you take in what everybody suggests, people are told that this is what you do to keep your metabolism active or some nonsense. So these are the beliefs that you got that support your activities. So you feel like you're doing all right. Like it's not that like to even chewing gum. Like I could not chew gum. I haven't chewed gum in years. Well, that's probably a lie because I've gotten to like some natural gum, even though it don't taste that good. But I mean, I used to be a habitual chewer. I needed to chew something all the time. Then I wondered why. I never asked the question why. Why do you need to do that? Why do you feel like if you're just sitting here working or doing whatever, why do you need this something in your mouth that you want? Why? I didn't have an answer. That's why you got to explore yourself. You got to. Wait. Mm-mm-mm. I got something else. I wanted to. Here we go. The noise we make, the scrolling, the scheduling, the relentless sociability is not connection. That's what's being missed. It is avoidance with better branding. Damn. Oh, have mercy. Like you really think that's what I can't stand right now. I cannot stand the fakeness. And it's only because I'm aware of it now. It's only because I can see it. It's only because I can notice it. Before, I was right in the midst of it with everybody. Like I was, you know, we all there together. We're together. What was a little stupid COVID quote? We're alone. No, what did they say? We're together by ourselves. Damn, what was that quote? It was so idiotic. I'm like, what? Whoa, we're alone together. I think that's what it is. We're alone together. No, 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 no. Oh, well, maybe it's actually true. That's what people are doing right now. So people have what would you call them? We used to have it in school. You would get assigned a like a buddy or a dang, it's another word for it. But that's what people have. Like they got this little buddy person, and it's a person they do stuff with, right? They go places, they live with. All right, they might go to the movies, they might go out to eat, they might go to events together, they go to family stuff together, but they're not connected at all. They're just doing stuff together. They're not in life doing things. And I can't even use the word together. It's got to be another word. Like you're with people. You're not together, you're just with them. Like, okay. It's like people that don't like to be in their house without having a television on. Like you have to have noise. You have to it's like I need something. I need to know something is there. Even though I'm not connected to the something at all, I'm not paying attention to it, I'm not listening to it, I don't know what it's talking about, but it's a body there. Why is a question? Why is a question? I was like that with sweets. After every meal needed something sweet, but a lot of that is programmed in. You gotta think of many of us how we grew up. That was the norm. Like after you ate something, you got something sweet. That was the treat. You eat something, then you get something sweet. Eat something, then get something sweet. And now it's just after people eat, it's like automatic. Like, oof, I need something sweet. No, you don't. No, you don't. What happens when you tell yourself no? Ooh, you got to witness yourself have a temper tantrum. When you just like, no, no, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yeah, avoidance with better branding, right? Yeah, let me go back because there's another. It's two more pieces in here that I want to pull out of here. Here's what nobody tells you about extended solitude. The first few hours are often the worst. And I think she's not using hours here literally, but just the first moments are the worst. There's an adjustment period. It's almost physical, where the body acclimates to the absence of external stimuli. This is what we're talking about. Why can't you turn from external stimuli? Why do you go crazy when you do? It's like a diver equalizing pressure. You notice the things you have been using other people to avoid noticing. Let's read that one again because we don't want to miss it. You notice the things you have been using other people to avoid noticing. Huh? Like some people have never been, ever since they were in high school, they've been in a relationship. Ever since high school. Now they might break up and they go to a period where their heart is broken, but they never actually have any time with themselves. Boop, jump right into another relationship. Whole adult life and old shame and unresolved longing. This is what we're avoiding. a creative impulse you have been too embarrassed to pursue because pursuing it would mean admitting you care. Damn. Huh? That you actually do got something that moves you. You do got something that speaks to your heart. You do got something that you want to put out. Mm. But I'm gonna get busy playing the role. I'm gonna be the good man, the good woman, the good girlfriend, the good boyfriend. Huh? Woo! Then if you wait, and this is the crucial instruction. This is the one that is the hardest to follow. Something shifts. The interior becomes less threatening and more interesting. Thoughts begin to arrive as visitors, not accusations. I begin to be curious by the things that come up. I begin to be curious by my tendencies. Why do I seem to make myself small, to shrink in certain environments? Why do I do that? Why do I avoid the thing that I've been writing in my journal on my to do list for the past 10 years? Hmm, hmm, hmm. Sharon said that was me, 14 to 25. Been in a relationship with self since 26. Listen, listen. Ask me how I know. I know all about it. I have heard my thoughts purr in solitude in ways they could never in company. That's what I'm saying. There's a part of you that you're missing because you won't be with you. You won't carve out the moments, even if you are quote unquote not with anybody. If you spend the entire time bitching about that, you spend the entire time just focusing on all of the reasons why that's wrong, all of what's missing, all of what I don't have. Hmm. She says it is not mysticism, but closer to acoustics. A crowded room is not a good listening environment. It's just not. There is a quality of attention that solitude enables, which perhaps deserves its own name. Rilke spent years writing letters to a young man, Franks Capus. He's an aspiring poet seeking guidance. And what he returned to again and again was not technique, but receptivity. The capacity to wait on experience without forcing it into legible form. I would like to beg you, he wrote, to have patience toward all that is unresolved in your heart. Hmm? This is not advice you can act on in a regular afternoon between meetings. It is description of an interior posture that requires, as is precondition, a certain quality rather of quiet. Not the absence of noise exactly, but the presence of enough stillness that something can unform. Let's read that again. It's not the absence of noise exactly, but the presence of enough stillness that something unformed can begin to take shape. I think this is the part right here that we want to dial in on. We're not talking about the absence of noise like 100%, although there are those moments. There's more about the presence of stillness. What is that? It's just awareness of your own self. That's really what stillness is. You put enough attention to yourself that you start to notice you. What makes you afraid? What inspires you? What sets your soul on fire? What makes you cower? What makes you afraid? What turns that thing on for you? What makes you feel 10 feet tall? What makes you feel unstoppable? What makes you embarrassed? What makes you feel shame? Everybody is so stuck in just avoiding that. I ain't shamed about nothing. I ain't guilty about nothing. Are you though? Are you sure? Hmm, maybe. perhaps? What gets lost when we reduce solitude to self care is the idol of befriending the self in earnest, with your whole heart, with conviction, not this curated self. See, that's the problem with constantly being around other people. The mask stays on. If you don't sit with yourself, you never know you're wearing a mask. People can say, well, just take the mask off. How do you do that if you don't know you got one on? It's not the curated self. It's not the social, legible self that knows how to perform adequately at gatherings, but it's the stranger who lives behind that. That's what we're talking about. This befriending is genuinely strange work. Uh, are you afraid of being alone? Or are you afraid of facing yourself? Is that what scares you with being quiet? Is that what scares you with coming home to you? Just you. I don't know. Even when you have a partner, you still have to practice solitude. You still have to practice a knowing, an intention on the self. Otherwise, you find yourself projecting a lot. Ooh, hold on. I read something else earlier too that was good. Read something else earlier that was good from my man. What's his name? Eckhart. Now, will I be able to find it? It was talking about the idea of hiding behind relationships. Stay busy. Listen to the dialogues that's happening online. Everybody, like the men, are not even getting online talking to the men about being better men. They're getting online telling you what's wrong with women. The women are getting online not telling you how to turn your attention to you, how to you become the dynamic woman. You become sure of yourself, confident, certain in you. They telling you all what's wrong with the men. Do you not see the problem here? Is it now there is room for conversation. Sometimes we need to know. We need to know kind of what we're dealing with. But the core of it is you. It's not the other person. That's what relationships do. It allows you to finger point. It allows you to just turn your attention to what they're not doing, why they not showing up. They're emotionally unavailable. Are they now? They're inconsistent. Are they now? They're manipulating. Are they now? Tell me more about you. I want to know more about you though. Why does everybody go mute? You can't talk about you unless you know you. Kita said when a woman gets out of a relationship, she starts to change her hair and do things she never did, trying to find herself again. Yeah, it feels like a rebirth, right? So you're really trying to work. See, if your identity is built in the physical, then it makes sense that if I want to get rid of that identity and create a new one, then I destroy what this version looks like. You get motivated, nothing wrong with it, right? If you was out of shape, you might get motivated to be in shape. Cool. Cut your hair, diet real crazy. I'm dying. Think about how children are, rebellious teenagers. I am seeking freedom and liberation. That's my sign to myself that it's a new me, that it's over. And I don't have a problem with people doing anything. Just make sure you seek ye first the kingdom. Because if the mind is the same, if you're still abandoning yourself, if you're still denying self, you can do it. You can do whatever you want to do with your hair. You can do whatever you want to do. You can cut it off. You can dye it purple. It don't matter. It don't matter. Guess who you're gonna run into again? Yourself. That's what the other people are showing us. Ourselves. Wherever my gripe is about them, turn your attention to yourself. Turn your attention to yourself. Nobody wants to do that, it appears. I appreciate you, Taylor. Let me see if I can find this right quick. Okay, here we go. Is this it? Let me see. Am I that good that I just come right to the page? Of course, I'm that good. Mm, It says, um, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Hmm. I'll put my finger on it because I can find whatever I want to find whenever I want to find it. Oh, is this it? Let's see. Is this it? Or maybe we don't need to read it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got it. I got it. This is this is like the short version of it's called the practicing. It's like the supplementary book that goes with the power of I am. It's just called Practicing the Power of I Am. He talks about the addiction to relationships. And he says, unless and until you access the consciousness, mm, frequency of presence, all relationships, and particularly intimate relationships, are deeply flawed and ultimately dysfunctional. Essentially, until you become aware of you, it don't matter. You can jump from person to person to person to person. It don't matter. And some of them will be better. Some of them will. You still gonna run into you though. They may seem perfect for a while, such as when you are in love, but invariably that apparent perfection gets disrupted as arguments, conflicts, dissatisfaction, and emotional or even physical violence occur with increasing frequency. It seems that the most love relationships become love hate relationships before long. Love can then turn into savage attack, feelings of hostility, or complete withdrawal of affection at the flick of a switch. This is considered normal. If in your relationships you experience both love and the opposite of love, attack, emotional violence, and so on, then it is likely that you are confusing ego attachment and addictive clinging with love. You cannot love your partner 1 minute and attack him or her the next. Oops, oops, oops. True love has no opposite. If your love has an opposite, then it is not love, but a strong ego need for a more complete and deeper sense of self. That's why you're attached. Huh? It's a need that the other person temporarily meets. It is the ego's substitute for salvation. And for a short time, it almost does feel like salvation. This is what people are called love bombing. Oh, it's all you, friend. You don't get to blame it on nobody else. You love bombing yourself. No, it's a deeper need for self. That's what you thirsty for. And another person cannot be the supplement for that. No, not especially when you see them as separate. But there comes a point when your partner behaves in ways that fail to meet your needs, and or rather those of your ego. The feelings of fear, pain, and lack that are an intrinsic part of egoic consciousness, but has been covered up by the love relationship now resurface. You cannot hide from your demons, friend. You can't hide from your demons. They coming. They coming. You can try to use other things that will take your attention off of it, but it's coming. Yeah, she coming. Just as with every other addiction, you are on a high. That's what you use the people for, a high, when the drug is available. But invariably, there comes a time when the drug no longer works for you. When those painful feelings reappear, you feel them even more strongly than before. Mm-mm. And what is more, you now perceive your partner as the cause of those feelings. Lord, you don't went into the blame game. Damn. This means that you project them outward and attack the other with all the savage violence that is part of your pain. You blaming them for your pain. Wow. They just a reflection of it. This attack may awaken the partner's own pain, and he or she may counter your attack. Now we in the tussle, baby. Oh, both of us, we in the thick of it. At this point, the ego is still unconsciously hoping that its attack or its attempts at manipulation will be sufficient punishment to induce your partner to change their behavior. See, I will be good if they stop doing this. I will feel love if they do this. Oh, wow. Wow. So basically, you want to induce your partner to change their behavior so that it can, wait, you can use them again as a cover up for your own pain. Woo! What? What? You mean to tell me you covering up your own shit? That's what you're doing. The moment they acquiesce and give you what you want, because you've made them the reason why you're unhappy, the reason why you don't feel love, you just using them to cover up your own pain. Damn. Every addiction arises from an unconscious refusal to face and move through your own pain. Every addiction, food, lovers, alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever, television, social media, arises from an unconscious refusal to face and move through your own pain. Every addiction starts with pain and ends with pain. Whatever the substance you are addicted to, alcohol, food, legal or illegal, drugs, or a person, you are using something or somebody to cover up your own pain. That is why, after the initial euphoria has passed, there is so much unhappiness. Y'all call it the honeymoon phase. There's no such thing. That's bullshit. You made that up. And that's an assumption of yours. So you assume that feeling amazing, being in a loving relationship is short-lived. That's your fault. You did that. So reality is just reflecting you, right? They do not cause pain and unhappiness. They bring out the pain and unhappiness that is already in you. Boy, they ain't gonna like this one. They ain't gonna like this one. They're not gonna like this one. Every addiction does that, friend. Every addiction does that. See, a person getting a lot of money and then getting addicted to gambling, nah, that the money didn't do it. The money didn't do it. Hey, Reba, every addiction reaches a point where it does not work for you anymore. And then you feel the pain more intensely than ever. That's really what a ego death is. It's why we go through this perpetual state of death. That's what the Bible talks about. You must die to self. Those beliefs have expired. So there's nowhere else to run. So if food was your thing, your favorite foods won't even taste the same at a certain point. Even your whatever, alcohol, drugs, you get bored. Even with social media, like you have your favorite accounts that used to like make you laugh. You don't even find nothing funny no more. Like, oh, this is stupid. You just mad at everything because you mad at yourself. This is one reason why most people are always trying to escape from the present moment and are seeking some kind of salvation in the future. The first thing that they might encounter if they focused their attention on the now is their own pain. And this is what they feed. Well, this is what they fear. I'm sorry. If they only knew how easy it is to access in the now the power of presence that dissolves the past in its pain, the reality that dissolves the illusion. If they only knew how to close, I'm sorry, if they only knew how close they are to their own reality, how close to God, that you're not trying to be free, friend. You're not seeking liberation. You're recognizing you're already liberated. You're already free. You're already loved. Avoidance of relationships in an attempt to avoid pain is not the answer either. The pain is there anyway. Three failed relationships in as many years are more likely to force you into awakening than 3 years on a desert island or shut away in your room. Mm. But if you could bring intense presence into your aloneness, that would work for you too. Now, I like that. I like that. J. Cole, appreciate you. Do you see where we go here? That you can swing this pendulum too far left or too far to the right. But either way, you can't escape yourself. So even if you have decided that okay, the answer is I'm just avoiding everything. If people are the problem, I'm just going to avoid people altogether. Well, even when you stay by yourself, you're still gonna be miserable. Because guess who you with? No matter what, you. You gonna be with you no matter what. Are you afraid of being alone or are you afraid of facing yourself? This is the question, people. What's the last part in here? This is one last part I want to read on the original, that first article. Hmm, I should have highlighted it. Uh, it's kind of long. What I have come to believe with the appropriate lack of certainty, because I have been wrong about this before and will likely be again, is that the capacity for solitude is one of the less discussed indices of psychological health. Not as proof, not a prerequisite, it is an indicator. Your ability, your ability to be in solitude is an indicator of a self that can tolerate its own company without immediately dissolving into either entertainment or despair. Mm. Well, now, well, now. So perhaps what we are really afraid of is not loneliness, but lucidity, the specific, unflattering clarity that arrives when there is nothing left to look at but yourself. That clarity, uncomfortable as it is, does something to time that is difficult to explain without sounding slightly unhinged. In company, time is social. It moves at the pace of conversation, obligation, shared agenda. Alone, it does something stranger. It pulls. An hour can contain what a week of ordinary living cannot, because more is noticed. That's what presence is. You make time stop. Certain afternoons in solitude have left deposits in me that years of busy sociability have not. I do not know what to call this economy exactly, except to say that it runs on a different currency and that the exchange rate, once you find it, is remarkably favorable. Mm. The door clicks shut, the city hums, and somewhere in the silence, just at the edge of audibility, a thought arrives that is entirely your own. Unperformed, unsanctioned, not yet legible for anybody else. For a moment, you are neither lonely nor occupied. You are simply and rather surprisingly there. That's all we're talking about, friends. Presence. Presence. Facing yourself. And you can run, but you can't hide. That's what I found. And if you're already aware, like if you can hear this message, then you already at a certain level of awareness. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. And when you are aware of more, I think you're required to be more. You're required to navigate life in a different way. It's vital. It's vital for you to feed yourself. It's vital for you to be in tune with yourself. It's also just as important not to judge yourself during these periods. When you get still, when you get quiet, when you turn your attention back to yourself, you're going to notice some things. You're going to hear some things that you're not going to like. You're going to see some things. You're going to hear judgments that you have about yourself that's going to hurt. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Oh, it's gonna hurt your feelings. You might have some flashbacks of things that you've covered from years ago, right? That's what everybody wants to run away from. It's easier just to be like, no, 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 I'm good. No, I ain't worried about it. I'm good. Well, if you good, then it shouldn't be a problem. Just open the door and see. Let life just unfold. Let me make my priority being aware of myself. That's the priority. All the other things that I do, fine. I'm living life. I make choices. What my preference is, cool, not a problem. But my preference, like my priority is me. I got to know me. I got to be aware of me. All of life is pushing me closer to myself. All of life is showing me myself. I can't be too afraid to ask what. What is this showing me? What is this revealing about me? Where is my mind? Am I quick to look at a circumstance and create a negative narrative about it? Am I quick to judge the person I say I care about and think not only worst case scenario, but I think against their favor. See, you thinking not only in your favor, but you thinking in favor of everything and anything that's connected to you. That's the that verse, grab your Bibles and go with me. You see how we're gonna throw a verse right in there? We're gonna throw a verse right in there. It's delicious. Because I want to get the exact verse. What is the verse? What is it? Damn. I get what is the verse? Is that Matthew? Let's see. Matthew 1. Matthew 7, 1 and 3. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. Goes on, verse 3 and says, why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in thy own eye? Now, it's saying a whole bunch of stuff here. Well, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. I told you when you read scripture, everything is about you, friend. You understand? Everything is about you. You have to ask, how does this apply to me? Not how does this apply to somebody else. See, the Bible says you shouldn't judge. No, we're talking about you. Do not try to you don't weaponize the word against other people. No, no, no. Why wouldn't you judge others? Come on, Rev. Don't condemn appearances. Don't condemn what you see. Don't condemn even what you think or what you feel. Why? Because to see it, you must be aware of it. You must be aware of it. So when you judge it, you attach yourself to it. That's what you do. You make it real. So I'm not judging based on what I see because I know that's not final. I know that's not the truth of the matter. I can witness anything on this planet. Even if I wake up feeling pitiful, I know I'm not pitiful. If I wake up feeling sick, I know I'm not sick. At least that's not what I'm telling myself, right? Judge not so that you won't be judged because whatever you bring to mind. See, you can't judge other people, right? You can't say, well, this world is full of nasty people and wicked people because guess what you just did when you did that? You brought wicked people into your under your own awareness. Now you are aware that you live in a reality with wicked people. That's what you did. It's saying what you do to yourself, like what you do to others, you also do to yourself because you have to bring it in your realm of awareness. You got to bring it in mind. So when you keep calling something bad and ugly and wicked and selfish and a narcissist, I'm so tired of that word. You really think like women really getting off on that? Like, it really, friend. You can tell me how much the men are just narcissists. Not what are you? I want to know what you are. Because if you that good at identifying what other people are, you should be just as good as identifying what you are. So I want to know what your label is. How do you define you? What do you label the way you act and behave? What umbrella does that fall under? Uh-huh. Uh before correcting the world, correct your own mind, your own awareness, your own self narrative, if we want to call it. That's why you can't judge what's in your brother's eye without judging what's in your own eye. It's saying before you go out there and point the fingers, before you start blaming the government and the white man and the men and the women and the rich, check how you're perceiving the world. That's your task. Your task is making sure that your mind is on point, that you are only aware. You're keeping your awareness on whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, lovely, and of good report. That's what you're supposed to be thinking about. So, how can you be thinking about that and evil at the same time? You're the one out of order. How can you be thinking about love, peace, wellness, well being, huh? Compassion, joy, and thinking about these niggas out here just selfish and these niggas they trying to take you for everything. Yeah, how you in both? You can't. You got to be one or the other. So it might feel good because it does sometimes. It feels good to talk that talk and just get the yapping. The question is, what's most important to me? Being aware of myself or pointing fingers at other people? Which one? Yeah, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, that's the rest of it. Thanks, Reb. It says to think on these things. Think on these things. That's what you're thinking on. This why I don't know how people have time to be complaining about other people. I'm a job by myself. Like I don't even that keeps me occupied. It is very. And I don't even get the idea of even when people say loneliness because you're not attending to you. What did she say in that article? You are your own country. You have many streets, you have cities, you have states, you have you have so many places to venture within your own self. I don't see how you're getting bored. No, I don't think that's the word. I have enough with myself. Facts. Facts. So that's our good word for tonight. It is you, friend. It's not a matter of being alone. You can be by yourself, right? And not be alone. You can be with other people and be alone. You can be with other people. Do you understand how many people are blind? Like they're around people that they can't even see. Do you know what that feeling is like? To have somebody that look you right in the eye. They're really not. They're looking at you. They're not looking in you. They're looking at you and can't see you? Do you know what that's like? Is that better? Is just having somebody better and still being alone? Is that better? I ain't got no job. I don't work no jobs. I am a job. That's funny. No, real talk. It's why I had to pull out of society. I did. I had to take what some people would call some L's because I was like, I'm putting the emergency brake. I don't even know what's happening right now. I gotta get to me. And I ain't got time. I ain't got nothing to get the world right now. I ain't got time. I ain't got nothing to get no job right now. I listen. I listen. It's a priority. I got to make some other things work. And most people who have experienced, so-called spiritual awakenings that are a little bit more aware on this planet, is it becomes difficult to navigate life the same way that other people do. It's not like People like, well, just lock in, just don't worry about it. Just you just gotta stick to the matter at hand. You can't. You can't. It's like I can't. I can't do it. Appreciate you, Rev. So we about to leave. That's it. That's all. I ain't gonna hold you tonight. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else. That's all I'm gonna give you. that's, that's it. It is. What else? We hit everything. We hit everything. It's you. It's you. What can you do to start paying attention to you? That's what I would ask myself. Where am I neglecting me? Where am I keeping things loud? Where I could be a little bit quieter. Even in getting in bed at night. Like most people don't even have a moment with themselves. And it's not because they're just like, oh my God, these are the worst people in the world. No, you're just not aware. You're just not aware. I'm telling you, as a person who I would get into bed, my mind is on 5,000 things. So I used to, I would never go to sleep without the television off. I would just keep it on. Years ago, years ago. I'm talking like pre 2011, maybe 2012. Yeah, I would just go to sleep. Like, do you understand? Like, I gotta have something. There's something that, no, why won't you just turn the television off? No, no, no. Appreciate you, champ. Appreciate you, Rhea. Good timing. The message was good timing. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. I think this is where a lot of people are. I think this is being reflected. Everybody just want to, I think, have a cop out. It's easy to blame the social media. It's easy to blame whatever else. Oh, the women is just this. The men are just that. No, it is a restructuring that's happening. It's a conscious shift that's happening. It is. And you ain't gonna have nowhere left to go but with you. You can run to groups, and I encourage you to run wherever you think you need to run. Because sometimes that's what you got to do to then discover, damn, that ain't it. Okay, let me try this. Damn, that ain't it. Damn, that ain't it. Damn, that ain't it. And guess what happens after you keep doing that? You eventually be like, hey man, all right, bro, I ain't doing nothing else. I ain't joining. You get fed up. Rock bottom. You get so sick and tired. Like I'm tired, bro. I don't want to hear nothing else that nobody talking about. Bingo. Bingo. Now sit with yourself. Now, if you're kind of hard headed, like I've always been told I am, or at least I was or am, whatever how you look at it, life might need to get a little spicy for you. You might need some disruptions. You might need a little pain. You might need a little heartache. You might need some loss. Maybe, maybe, maybe that's the thing that brings you to yourself. This is why you have to honor all experiences, everything in my favor to my good. Everything in my favor for my good. Everything in my favor for my good. So no matter what's coming up, every challenge, every hardship, this is me in this. If God is everywhere, in all things at all times, does does he go absent? Does it go absence? Whatever that is, does it dissolve in hardships? Is it no longer there in the pain? Is it no longer there in the trauma? Did God go mute? How does that work exactly? Eh, eh. Yeah, not following the masses. And it seems simple enough until it's time to do it. You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out how much you rock with you. You're gonna find out how much you roll with you. You're gonna find out what is really true for you too. Because everybody talking. Oh, I'll turn my back, bro. I ain't da da da. I don't care about what people think until they really start some chitter chatter that is wrong. Sometimes it's a lie, and then you can't correct it. Like, who are you then when people talking crazy about you just because you're choosing yourself? You still locked in? You still certain? Or are you disrupted a little bit? Not a problem with that. Do you judge yourself when you disrupt it? Do you spiral out of control? Do you feel isolated? Do you start telling stories that now I'm on my own? This is what's required. Like what comes up for you during these tough moments? Yeah, Sharon, process of elimination. Yep. Coley said that forging process is hot and it beats on you. Listen, it's gonna set your ass on fire. It's gonna set it's gonna set you on fire, friend. Oh, hey, Starburst. Yeah, it's gonna set you on fire. Yeah, and but what is the fire? This is what Revelations is talking about. It's not talking about no fire in the ground. No, that don't make no sense. You know, something can't continually burn and burn and burn and burn. It will burn itself up. What do you mean? You know, it's not talking about that. No, it's talking about a state of mind, that purification process where it seems to be enduring. You're not going there forever. No, it doesn't make any sense. It feels like forever when you're in it. When you're in the fire of life, it feels like it is 5,000 years. That it won't let up, that it gets more intense, more unbearable. That if it's just one more thing, bruh, I ain't gonna make it. And then guess what happens? One more thing. That's what it feels like. This is all your mind. This is what you're developing an awareness that, wait a minute, wait. One day the light bulb goes off. This is my mind. All of this is happening in my mind. I'm perceiving all of this. Like nobody's doing nothing to me. Nobody's physically right now doing anything to me. All this is happening in my mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Like, wait, hold up. So this whole game is my mind? Bingo. It's how I'm perceiving life. And you burn through that. It's a purifying to get to the truth of the matter. That's what it does. So the moment you turn your attention and you say, listen, I want to see the truth of this whole life experience. I want to know the truth about myself. Who am I? What am I? I'm willing to go all the way. I want to live exceptional. I just want abundance in every sense of the word. The love, the money, the success, whatever that looks like to you, the health, the well-being. Okay. Is that what you want? Cool. No problem. Sometimes the moment you put your attention on what you want, because you are aware of that, guess what? You are also aware of what you don't want. Because it's one piece. What you want is the other side of what you don't want. It's a whole. So the reason why all the spiritual texts, no matter which practice, which methodology you look at, they're all coming back to this theme of don't fight yourself. Don't fight the evil. Don't fight the parts you don't like. Don't war with the parts of yourself that you're not happy about. What? Right? Because when you war with it, and it's also saying don't deny it. Don't deny it. Accept it. Why? Huh? Why? Because when you deny it, you deny yourself. So you're making it wrong. You're making it a problem. That means you got to make yourself a problem. My life would be better if this wasn't there. I would be so happy on the planet if all the evil was gone. I would be so happy in society if all the bad people, right? If all the politicians that was doing this, if they weren't there, I'd then be living a great life. I would enjoy my time on earth. That's not how this works, friend. That's not how this works. Because everything is valid in reality. In this experience, everything is valid. Everything. Your task is to put your attention on what you want so that what you don't want dissolves on its own. Because putting your attention on what you want, guess where it leads you? To yourself. To yourself. To yourself. So the key is you. I'm honoring myself. Every part of me. Every part of me. And that fire that people speak of is a part of your mind that wants to deny that part of you. That's where the tussling comes in. The mind fights because you have programs that say, I don't supposed to think like this. I don't supposed to see life like this. And so when you uncover the you that actually thinks like that actually feels like that, ooh, it drives you mad. Not me. I'm supposed to be better than that. I'm supposed to be gooder than that. That you got a dark side to you. When you discover you got a dark side to you, not just the people you don't like. No, 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 no. No, you thought you had just came over to the clean side. Everybody else dirty. No, no, no. You got a dirty side to you too. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's one piece. It's one piece. Our task is to look at all of life, not judge it, but to choose our preference. It's a big buffet. What do you want? Choose ye this day who you will serve. What do you say is true for you? And that's what I'm going to see too that you experience in your reality. This is what you want us to feel. You want, if you tell me this is your preference, I'm going to filter everything else out. So, is your preference health? Then that's where you need to keep your attention. Is your preference love? That's where you need to keep your attention. Is your preference abundance? That's where you need to keep your attention. Is peace your preference? That's where you keep your attention. Not on war, not on poverty. Sorry to hurt your feelings. Not on illness. Okay. Not on unloving people. Nope. Nope. Can you do it? Will you do it? Will you do it? Hey Tracy, we're always in warfare. Whoa, whoa, who is we, nigga? Hey, leave me out of that. Leave me out of that. I don't know nothing about that. Spiritually, especially with us being imperfect. Who's imperfect? Whoa, this is going left. I didn't know. Who's imperfect? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now I'm made in his image. Perfection, baby. I don't know nothing. I don't talk to myself that way. It's a fight to do right. Ill, ill, ill. Let's throw that whole comment out. Let's just trash it. Set it on fire. Woo, woo. Okay, we gotta start with the basics, friend. We gotta start with the basics. Speak only in your favor, only in your favor, only in your favor. That does not sound like that's in your favor, only to your good. I will never speak against myself. Whatsoever things are true, honest, just, pure, lovely, of good report. That does not sound lovely and of good report. No, I'm not in no war with nothing. That's the illusion, friend. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what been the whole. Thank you for coming in because this brings it all together. That's the mind. That's what solitude does for you. It helps you get beyond the mind. The mind is telling you that there's a war. The only reason you have a war is because you're warring against yourself. You're warring against your nature. You're warring against the darkness. And you don't war against the darkness. You accept the darkness. Uh-oh. 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 We might not like that. Nah, nah, nah. Let me give you this. As long as you're looking for a war, you're going to find one. Trust me. My God, trust me. As long as you are looking for a fight, you're going to find one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as you buy into the idea that you are imperfect, that's what you are aware of, you will see more signs and evidence of your imperfection. That ain't what we do here. What we do here is we put our attention on our perfection. Our perfection. The topic today in the inner circle came up about, is obsession bad? And if it's not bad, why is it that some people seem to go over the deep end being obsessive? Hey, Eva. Yeah, we reviewed that. My Lord. Right? And the conclusion that we came to is that we have to define what obsession is. And when we went into our etymology bag, it means to watch closely, to occupy. So we concluded the question is not whether or not obsession is bad, is what are you obsessed with? What are you occupied with? You should be occupied You should be obsessed with seeing you in your highest light. You should be obsessed with your perfection, friend, not your imperfection. That's religious babble. That's what that is. Ugh, ugh, stinks. Get it out of here. Stinks. You should be obsessed with the truth of who you are, which is all power, which is all knowing, which is all that is. So when you come outside of this so called game called life, and you can see with the inner eye, I have nothing to fight. That's a making of the mind. Our task, that's if there is to be a task, that's what our task is, moving beyond the mind. You cannot move beyond the mind until you become aware of it. That's why we put ourselves under the fire sometimes, so that I can see me. I want to be able to identify. Oh, there go my thought going out of control. Matter of fact, it ain't even my thought. It's just something that's passing my mental screen. That's not the truth for me. Oh, notice how I'm feeling now. I got to be feeling this way because I'm entertaining a poor thought. I'm entertaining a thought that I'm not as good as I say I am. I'm entertaining a thought that suggests that I'm in danger. I know that's not the truth. Me as awareness steps in and corrects that. Why? Because I choose. Choose ye this day who you will serve. So, no, we're not fighting. Sharon said, "Now, Tracy, did you write that to get Rook to stay longer?" It might have been. Was that a trap? Was that a trap? Yeah. Did I get that? Listen, that might be a backside burner account. Yeah, she might have did that. Yeah, yeah. Or either at least one. Yeah, that I hit because that'll trigger me right there. I'll allow it. I will allow it. That'll trigger me. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. This is power. This is power. I'm gonna make you so uncomfortable until all those demons come to the surface. I'm gonna speak nothing but power to you, nothing but power to you. And you need to ask yourself why power disturbs you. You need to ask yourself why seeing you in the highest light bothers you. That's what you got to confront. Huh? Why, if I get up here and tell you that you're in danger? Why, if I take that perspective, why does that get you riled up? Yes, it is a war. Yes, I need to fight. The enemy is always busy. You know, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Oh, we should do that verse, not tonight. But let's break down that verse. But it's how does it go? I wrestle not in with flesh and blood, but spiritual darkness and high places or some. I don't even remember it. You know what that darkness is. You know what those dark places are? Your own mind, silly. You think it's talking about the world. It's about your own mind. That's what you're wrestling with. The demons within yourself, friends. Strengths, good qualities are the focus, but it's pure denial, or better yet, delusion to deny the imperfection. Delusion, then let's be delusional. Why is it not delusional to think against yourself? But think in your favor is delusional? Wow. 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 It's delusional to deny the imperfection. Wow. I might can go with you. I might can go with you for a little bit. I might can go with you with that. I'm not asking you to deny the imperfection. I'm not asking you to deny anything. So you know what? I like that. You're right. I'm asking you to accept everything as it is, to accept perfection as is, to accept imperfection as is, and then to choose perfection. You see the difference? I'm not asking you to deny the dark. I'm not asking you to deny evil. Accept evil. Accept hate. Accept love. Accept happiness. And then choose ye this day which one you gonna serve. So I like that. I like that. But it's your mind. It doesn't bother me. See, I've already decided how I'm gonna live. I will not be a slave to this world. I ain't taking nobody pitiful story. I lived that. I was in church crying, Lord, Lord, I am nothing without you. Lord. I was doing all that craziness. And guess what? My life reflected that. Life was handing me my ass, okay? And ripping me a new one. I've done that. And then I woke up and realized, wait a minute. I am I am perfect. Wait a minute. I had to believe in imperfection. I have to perceive myself as imperfect. I have to perceive myself as in danger. I have to perceive myself as sick. I have to perceive myself as incapable. And once I woke up, baby, it was over. It was over. You think I might be a little longer? Whatever she says, that's our good word for the day. We have an extra 5 business days. No, this is good. This is good because somebody. This is let's. I like this here. Now we about to go for real, but I'm just saying. While we here, let's not let's gain something from this. Let's gain something from this, right? Because she's not wrong, right? We not picking on Tracy. She's not wrong. We're not attacking her. What we're calling to the carpet, what we're bringing to the altar, is this level of thinking, this state of mind. This is a state of mind. That's what we are challenging. Wait a minute. I'm either God. I'm either all that is. See, here's a problem with imperfection. Here's a problem that I have with imperfection. Do you believe in God? Do you believe that there is a something, right? Whether you believe there is a God, whether you believe you are a God, whether you believe there's a higher power, whether you believe there's a spirit, where is it? Where is this? Whatever you're calling God, spirit, divine, higher power, where is it? Is it omnipresent? What does omnipresent mean? It means it's everywhere. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It is it everywhere? Okay. So if it's everywhere, widespread, in all things, at all times, then that means it's in you, as you. So how in the world can God be everywhere, including in you, if that's how you want to view it? Some of my heavyweights don't get caught up in the terminology. Let's just stay here for a minute. We know as awareness what we are, but let's just stay here. How can God be within you and you be imperfect at the same time? Because that means God must be imperfect. That means the divine, the spirit, the higher power must be imperfect too. So it's got to be one or the other. That's all I'm saying. It's got to be one or the other. Huh? I want to walk into and receive a life of abundance and ease. Accepted. That's it. Just walk. If you want to walk into it, maybe just walk into it like right now. Like not waiting, not waiting on the future, waiting to get your life together, waiting to get better at something. In mind, like right now, decide. All you need you to do, let's phrase it that way, is decide right now, tonight, at this very moment. This is what it is. I'm living a life of abundance and ease. Now, the fun comes if you decide to entertain the opposite. If you decide after you make this declaration to now judge that statement based on what you see and experience, that's when the fun comes. All right? That's when you become more aware of the conversations you're telling yourself, the narratives that you're entertaining, the story that you say about you, who you are, where you are, what's true for you. But once you declare it, it is. That's what it is. And guess what? You always. I'm not lying. I'm not asking you to lie to yourself. This is not a trick. These are not mind tricks. The fact that you said that's what you want, you have to be aware of it, friend. And whatever you are aware of, so it is. The moment you become aware of it, it is true for you. The only thing that can stop you from experiencing that is you denying it. That's it. You what is adultery in the Bible? I saw my man Tom talking about this earlier. Adultery is self-denial. Oh, you thought I was talking about, see, people love it because they want to judge other people for what they doing. Oh, you're adulterous. Da, da, da. No, you are the adulterer. You are. Every time you deny yourself, every time you betray yourself, it's a self betrayal. You cheat on you. So, the ultimate betrayal is to see you as less than what you are. That's the sin. That's the error in thinking. Yield not yield not to temptation, for yielding is sin. The outside is very tempting. Your thoughts are very tempting. The mind is very tempting. What we call the ego mind is very tempting. It tempts you into believing that you are less than, that you are in danger, that you are in a war, that you are fighting, that it's hard to be right. How can it be hard to be right? I am right. It ain't hard to be good. Again, that's religious philosophy. No, if you've been in the church and practicing whatever for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, and it's still hard for you to be good, it's because you bad. That's what I just come on. That's just who you are. And what you're trying to do is deny that part of you. And so you fight with it. You fight, you tussle with it. And guess what you do by fighting with something? You keep it alive. You got your attention on it. It's real for you. And you say to the field of all awareness, right? This is what I'm aware of. Show me more of this. And it keeps showing you more of that. Fight, fight, tussling, hardships. God ain't through with me yet. Ain't that what all church people say? God ain't through with me yet. Even after 50 years, he still ain't through with you. My Lord. My Lord. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Uh yeah, it's a great conversation. It is. It is. Yeah, you can't be imperfect. And I want you to like whisper it to yourself one time. Don't take what I'm saying as the gospel, right? You got to see for yourself. Prove me and see is what the good book says. Ask the question. Don't just agree with me. What if I am perfect? What if I'm not imperfect? What if I'm not flawed? What if I'm not a sinner? What if, and just let it simmer. Don't try to force an answer. Don't try, just pose the question and see where it takes you. Uh, Appreciate you, 13. Thank you for my gold. I love gold, my favorite. Once I start seeing myself as perfect and whole, come on, let's read it slow. Let's we I mean, she about to give it to us, I think. Is this he or she? I don't know, but whoever. Once I started seeing myself as perfect and whole, life started reflecting that back to me. Will you love on you enough to see you perfect? Will you give yourself an opportunity to not be damaged, to not be flawed, to not be evil? Like we just consider that. They said, and everything just started working out in ways I couldn't even imagine. Oh, talk my talk. See, that roused me up. Now I can stay. Now we talk. I might hang around a little while now. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. You got to give yourself an opportunity The one question that changed my life, it scared me so much to ask, but I finally did it. Like when I say it scared me, it scared me. I said, "What if I'm wrong? What if you're wrong? What if you're wrong about religion? What if you're wrong about God? What if you're wrong about health and what it really takes to be healthy, to stay healthy, to maintain health? What if you're wrong about life and love and how this game really works?" Again, I ain't have no answer immediately. I just the courage that it took for me to ask the question was enough. I just put it out there with myself. This is you're in a dialogue with yourself. You're in this deep, intimate relationship with yourself. It's your willingness, I promise you, your willingness and desire to be open and to receive is what set this thing in motion. If you are rigid, if you are just certain that you certain that you certain that you certain, I ain't backing up off of it because I know I'm right. I don't care what y'all say, even though I'm in pain and I'm unhappy and I'm miserable. Guess you have to stay there. Can't get it wrong, right? Always in the right place at the right time. So that must be where you need to be right now. That's where you choose to be. Cool. Stay there until you feel a need to no longer be there. Yeah, 50 years is a long time. You know what I'm saying? You would live for eternally in peace, abundance, but you grow old and die at some point. Well, perhaps. Perhaps for you. I'm gonna start opening all my videos with 2 words. Says who? Says who? See, everything I gotta run through my filter. Do I agree with that? I hear that, but do I agree with it? Do I fall in line with that? Huh? Huh? I heaven is now. My peace is now. Heaven is now. I ain't dying for the no peace. When people say rest in peace to those who've already left the physical body, you the one need the peace. You the one can't sleep. You the one can barely get through the days. You need peace. The dead don't need the peace. I thought about this, right? I had something heavy on me, right? And it really wasn't heavy on me. I was making it heavy this week, right? And I went to sleep one night and I brought it. See, I don't rest on chaos. So before I close my eyes, I'm gonna give everything good meaning. And I'm going to speak in my favor and I'm going to speak power to whatever it is. Myself, other people, the circumstance, whatever. And so I had a great sleep. No disruptions or nothing. I woke up and my mind got active again, right? It got really it was just busy with this thing. And I sat up in the bed and I thought, now, when you slept, you had no thought of this. You had no concern. You weren't bothered at all, were you? It was only when you awakened, became conscious. As long as that what we call conscious mind, ego mind was sleep, this wasn't even an issue. That tells me that problems are a making of the mind. That tells me that all I got to do is just shut that up, not by force. I don't shut the ego mind up by force. I shut it up by putting my attention on what I want and putting my attention on what's true for me. And I make that intentional and purposeful. And then I let the rest dissolve on its own. But I said, oh, wow, this is the game that we're playing. The moment the mind awakens, it's like, all right, now let's look for some problems. Let's look for something we're lacking. Let's look for something that's bad. It's your task to crucify that mind and resurrect it as the Christ. That's Christ consciousness, not to be swallowed up by this world. So no, I am ageless and timeless. So that's that. Do I date? Not at the moment. We have been programmed, right? Um, and we have to like you have to think that there's one mind. If we start to look at everything as one mind, every scenario is available. Every possibility is available. There really is no past. There really is no future. You are all of that. You have access to all of that, which is why you can rewrite anything. You can make your past whatever you want. Past is just mental images that you recall. That's it. The consequences of imperfection ultimately is death. No, the consequences of sin is death. And I agree with that. The consequences of erroneous thinking is death. The consequence of thinking against yourself is death. The consequence of seeing yourself as powerless is death. The, if you want to be a slave to this world, the consequence of that is death. I agree with that. You back. We about to go home. We about to go to bed. We talking about you back. the Holy the Holy Ghost is Christ consciousness. Yeah. Yeah. I look at that as like when you think Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, right? Father is just a field. Father is all awareness, right? The Son is what you are aware of being. So you have this whole field that's available. Every possibility, right? Rich you, poor you, healthy you, unhealthy you, loved you, unloved you, um, successful you, unsuccessful you, all the things. The Christ, the Son, is your unique expression of the all, whatever it is that you dial in on, whatever it is that you put your attention on. Now, I think the conclusion I've come to so far, and this is kind of a moving document within myself, that the Holy Spirit is the feminine aspect that throughout religious, bastardation, they remove the woman out of the picture. That's what the Holy Spirit represents, the feminine aspect of this creative thing. That the Father is the seed. The mother is the womb that accepts the seed. So the Father being the consciousness or that masculine principle, and then the Holy Spirit being the feminine principle that receives that. The Son is that expression of what was received. Does that make sense? At least that's where I am right now, right? I move these things around in ways that make sense to me. So you have to see how it makes sense to you. We're accountable for our actions, but those beyond us can and do cause us harm. No hablo. No, that's not it. What is it? No comprendo. I I don't live in that world anymore because when I see others, I see myself. So again, you're not wrong. I'm not trying to say you're wrong with how you see it. That's how you see it. I'm sharing with you that there's another way to see it. I'm sharing with you that at a certain point, if you move beyond your body, right, and identifying with this flesh body, with this physical world, you will open up your realm of awareness to see that everything is you, that you're connected to everything. That are there people who do harm? Yes. Are there people who don't do harm? Yes. Are there people who are loving? Yes. The people who are not loving? Yes. However, it is you. You are responsible for what you encounter and who you encounter. Why? Because you got to be aware of it. Now, it's not fair to say that you did all of this to yourself, so to speak. I think that's where we lose people. When we try to like just say, no, well, you did it because you was aware of it. It's a lot of things. Like you are an expression of the all. So you came into this planet with your awareness on something. But it is your task to decide now that you become conscious. Wait a minute. I don't like focusing on this. I don't want to experience this world. I don't want to experience these type of people. That's your power. That's what uniquely makes you you. That's the sexy part of being a human. You get to decide that I can intentionally dial in on this and experience only that. The world around me can be collapsing. People around me can be sick. People around me can be getting hurt. We don't want that, right? That's not our preference. But the whole world around me can be on fire. Got nothing to do with me. Can't touch me. Can't touch me. So I don't allow in my mind anything that I don't accept as truth. I don't allow in my mind anything that I don't want to experience. Now, could things come across my mental screen? Yeah, because I'm all that is. So it's possible I can pick up different things, especially because I'm very sensitive to a lot, right? So I pick up things, I hear things, I see things, right? More than the average. I don't accept it though. I don't accept it as true for me. Never speak against yourself, right? Number one. Never acknowledge anything that you don't accept as true and never give power to anything outside of you. Those are the tenets. The little one had a meltdown. Image and likeness, man, woman, and child. Been a while, real good to see you. Appreciate you. Be Earth. Spirit persons exist beyond ourselves and they have their own individuality. Um, again, anything that you can think of is available. See, here's my philosophy. If you're interested in living, why don't you focus on living? Focus on life. If you're interested in being healthy, why don't you focus on health? If you're interested in God, why don't you focus on God? I don't understand how so called God people have such an affinity for evil and darkness. I listen, I've been in this world too long. I've been in that world too long, right? I've seen it my whole freaking life. Religious people know more, and I'm not saying this is you, I'm just speaking in general here. Religious people know more about demons and darkness and the devil than they know about God. Their conversation, when you ask them how they are, the enemy's always busy. But you know, God is, but the enemy, it's bizarre. It's bizarre that your attention is on what you don't want. Your attention is on what you don't want to experience. And you know why that is? Because you ain't got no control of it. You know why that is? Because you're not aware of it. That's why. That's the answer. You don't know that that's what you're doing. You don't know that you keep reaching for something that you say you don't want. when you could just what if I turned my attention from every ugly story, every worst case scenario, every story about darkness and demons and evil spirits and demonic this? If I just put a pause on that and I'm going to go knee deep, I'm going to just hit head first, I'm going to dive right into glory, power, love, peace. Wonder what would happen. Like, don't make it definitive, right? Like, no, just I got to do this for the rest of my life. I just want you to get a taste of it. Get a taste of it. Give a get just a taste of that, because you've already done the other your whole life. Most of us. Yeah, one of the greatest gifts known is free will. And what that means is you are free to think against yourself. That's what it's telling you. You are all power, but you are free to see yourself as limited. You are all health, but you are free to see yourself as unhealthy. You are ageless and timeless, but you are free to see yourself as broken and old and brittle. You have no limits, but you have the free will to impose limitations on yourself if you see fit. That's what it's saying. That's what it's saying. Isaiah's, our COO is in the building. If you and God are one and God is all things, how can anything exist outside of you? Okay. Okay. Listen, listen, my inner circle peeps is in here. We're going to talk the talk. You're going to have to question them beliefs. You're going to have to put them beliefs on the chopping block. You're going to have to check your own contradictions and inconsistencies. So which one is it? Is God all things or is God not all things? Is God everything or ain't it? So if God is everything, guess what God also is? Those people that you say do harm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got a problem. Lord have mercy, we done ran into a problem. Yeah, we did. 13 said, I promise when I left the enemy alone and focused on my heaven, the enemy left me alone and life transformed. Ding. Can somebody put a bell? Ding. It's gonna blow your mind. You don't need to agree with me tonight. You don't need to get on board. You don't need to change nothing you're doing. Trust that you're in the right place at the right time. You can't miss it. Just know when the bell goes off and the light bulb comes on, you're gonna be like, oh my God, this was all so simple. I was fighting no one but myself. I took on other people's ideas and philosophies and stories and nightmares, and I made them my own. Wow. Wow. God is so good that it will give you heaven or hell, whichever you choose. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. And I'm not going to sit here in front and tell you that every time I made the choice, it felt good. I ain't gonna say, oh, I just realized that world was ugly and everything. I left it all behind. No, baby, the mind fought. You better believe that. M- That part of me fought. It was a tussle. I felt the emotions, the instability that comes from leaving one way of living and one way of looking at things, fear, anxiety, depression, since y'all like that word, all of that. But it was me tussling. It was me not wanting to completely let go of what's the lie. That's the pain, y'all. Pain comes from you lying to yourself. When you see yourself as cut off, pain. When you see yourself as incapable, pain. When you see yourself as unloved, pain, because it's a lie. You don't supposed to feel good. You're lying to yourself. When you see yourself at war with the world, when you be afraid, you like, I don't know what they up to now. And it's even worse, I think, once you have that matrix so-called awakening. So you realize more than the average that you've been around. That, wait a minute, this is a game. Okay, I get the game of the government. I'm understanding the game of money. I'm understanding the game of medicine and health. But when you go too far in that direction, that drives you crazy because you ain't got no peace. All your eye can see is what's wrong. So you find more. Oh, now it's the AI gonna get me. Now the robots gonna get me. The virus is gonna get me. The aliens gonna get me. It's other people from other countries who out to get us. You constantly in defense. You can't rest with that. You can't rest with that. It's a choice. It's a choice. And sometimes life got to beat your ass, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. I think it is fortunate. If it gets you to where you want to be, if it gets you to the point where you finally let go of the nonsense and turn your attention to yourself, then it's a blessing, right? Everything in your favor to your good. But sometimes life beats you down to the point where you finally surrender. You say, I had enough of holding on to this world. I've had enough of telling this story. I've had enough of believing these things that no longer agree with me. That's the disruption. It's a software upgrade that's happening. It's an upgrade. It's like, oh, I have some beliefs that I used to stand on. They don't work no more. Dr. Money Magnet said, is there such thing as focusing too much on what you want? Oh, we talked about this earlier. I heard people talking about resistance. I'm asking for a friend. Oh, these are delicious. We talked about obsession today. Um, it's kind of the same thing, right? Our conclusion was it's not about, can you focus on what you want too much? No, that's my opinion. No, it doesn't matter what you're focusing on or how much you're focusing on it. It's who's focusing on it. Are you of the state of mind that I don't have this? I'm focusing on this because I don't have it, because I can't get it, because I'm not good enough for it. Then that's not a good focus. That's not a good perspective to be operating in. That's not a good state of mind to be operating in. But if I'm focusing on what I want from the perspective and state of mind that I know is me, that I love it, that it's a reminder of how powerful I am. I love wanting that because I know it's true for me. I know it's me. I know I ain't got to wait for it. I know it's a reflection of me. Do I see it through the lens of what I'm not or through the lens of what I am? Do I see it through the lens of what I ain't got or what I do have? Now, the resistance, what is resistance anyway? Just conflicting thoughts. That's all. Just conflicting thoughts. Do I have, when I focus on what I want, let's just say money is always a big topic, right? And the idea of resistance. So somebody can say, well, I want $1 million. I want $1 million, I want $1 million, I want $1 million, I want $1 million, I want $1 million. You will hear coaches suggest, well, if in fact you focusing on the $1 million puts you in a state of stress, well, all you can see is that you don't have it, that there's no way, logical way for you to get it. Okay. It could be helpful to you, only you will know, to break it up. Right? Make it more, palatable. Is that a word? Palatable? Is it palatable? Yeah. I don't have to I'm not denying myself. I'm not changing my position on I am a millionaire. I want $1 million, I'm a millionaire. I'm not changing that position. What I'm doing is giving something my mind will chew on without spitting it out, so to speak. So I say, "Mm, I know I'm always taken care of. I know I live a life of ease. I know if the birds don't have to worry about where they eat and where they live, I know I don't have to either. I know if other people are able to make money in unconventional ways, I know the same way money drops in other people's lap in unconventional ways, I know that's the same for me. I know abundance is just my nature. I know I always have more than enough. I know I'm always taken care of. The suggestion is to find that, lean into that, those thoughts that keep you in a state of ease, right? I don't think that's bad advice. I've done all of it. I've beat it. I've not beat it. I've done all of it. So I think you one thing I told the group earlier was always make you right in whatever you do. If you thinking about something, let's just say you thinking about, you're like, look, I can't stop. Like I've been trying my hardest to stop. I can't stop thinking about it. But then don't. Tell yourself that I have the right to think about this. I got the right to obsess about this. Right? I'm obsessing about it because I like the way it makes me feel when I think about it. The idea of it just, woo, it's exhilarating to me. Just make you right in what you're doing. And then pay attention to your inner chatter. Affirm to yourself. Because sometimes you're going to have so called resistance, depending, no matter what, depending on what you got going on, your mind could be racing in a million different directions. It also depends on how aware you are, too. That's why it's like the advice people give is like, you got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to take it with a grain of salt because even when I'm sharing things with you, I'm sharing through my lens. So if you are not seeing it through that same lens, it's like it may not be a good suggestion for you. Know thyself. Trust thyself first. Make you the authority. So um there are times when the mind is just busy that you gotta check it. Not judge it. Not judge it. Watch it. I'm watching the chatter first so that I can become aware of it. This makes me anxious. And again, I like to become the narrator. Ooh, it seems like every time you get this notice, you get anxious. It seems like when you have this amount of money in your account, you're fine. But once it drops below that account, you get worried. Why would you worry? Is there any reason to worry? Do you think that the external determines your wealth and your well being? Do you decide or does it decide? It's just you get into this conversation with yourself. Does that make sense? Sharon said sometimes making the right choice for yourself doesn't feel right in the moment. Yeah, it can feel uncomfortable. The mind can absolutely be in turmoil sometimes. Tracy said, "Chat, do you want to live forever and never die?" Well, you never die no matter what. Let me just tell you that. Now, if you identify as the body, then you think you die. I will start there. Sorry, no. That's not how this game works. Because what are you? I would pose that question. Who am I? Who am I? Am I really this flesh bag? Am I this skin? Because if you die when your body stops breathing, your heart stops, if that's the sign of death, then that means that's the end. You don't need an afterlife. You don't need a heaven. You don't need nothing. That's it. You just die. That's it. The conversations about death, beginning and ending, and all these type of things. That's the mind. The mind struggles with the concept of there is no end because there is no beginning. That is science is trying to tell you when the beginning. You think them niggas know when the beginning is? Really? Really? You think they know when the beginning is? Yeah, yeah, we think what happened was it was 200,000 years ago. No, it was 2 million. You really think they have just dialed into, yet they don't. They can't. Because that's the mind, what we call the ego mind. Because it operates through a limited perspective, which is supposed to. You can't have the human you can't have a human experience without the ego aspect of mind. You can't. But even if you did live forever, right? Here's the thing about forever. Nobody knows what forever is. If starting today there were no more clocks, no more calendars, you just lived. You didn't celebrate birthdays no more. You just lived. Would you have the same question? Would you question the idea of living forever? See, now when you put these restrictions in place, that there is a time and there's a date, you don't even know what a year is. Somebody told you what a year is. You don't know what a year is. You don't even know what old. You're like, we all got to get old and die. What's old? Is 80 old? Is 100 old? Is 200 old? Is 300 old? You don't know. You don't know what the oldest person on this earth is right now. You don't know because you never met them. They're not on social media. Nobody, the news station haven't gone and done an interview with them. So how do you know what old is? This is a mind thing. It's a matter of perception. So when you lock yourself into, I am just this flesh bag and I'm waiting for it to fall apart. I'm waiting to be in pain. I'm waiting for my hair to gray. I'm waiting for my skin to wrinkle. I'm waiting for my knees to hurt, my back to hurt. I'm waiting not to be the same anymore. And then I look for signs of it. And I'm like, yep, there's a sign. Yep, there's a sign. So reality shows me more of that, more of that, more of that, more of that. But these are all concepts within your own mind. You don't have to accept it. You ain't got to accept the idea of old. And if you do accept the idea of old, you can define what that means to you. And it don't have to mean decrepit. These are all concepts. You have to challenge the concepts that you accept in mind. Because don't worry, every man will give an account. I know people think that means you're gonna die and then you're gonna walk up into the gate before the gate, and then you open up this book and they're gonna say, "Ooh." Yeah, I don't know how big this book's supposed to be. If there are almost 8 billion people on the planet, so apparently there's gonna be one book that's got everybody in there. I don't know. Interesting. But you're gonna open this book up and they're gonna tell you if you've been good or bad. You're gonna have to give an account for all the things you did. Okay, maybe. Maybe they got a computer up there. Maybe they got big, data centers. I don't know. No, the account that you give is the life that you live. Reality is judging you. And what I mean by that is it's reflecting. So you give an account for what you entertain in mind. That's what you're going to see reflected in your body. That's what you're going to see reflected in the reality around you. What you put your attention on and become aware of, boom. Wanting to and not being able to being able to two different conversations. Well, yeah, that's true too. Um, all a state of mind though. Let's get back on track with Marinette. I recall from the movie that what she focused on and obsessed over came to the light. That's the whole point of that movie. It was a great depiction. I love it. She created her own enemy, right? And drove herself crazy. Do you see how she drove herself crazy? This is what we're doing. It don't look like that, right? It don't play out like it played out in the movie. That's what she did. That's what she did. She drove herself crazy because she went looking. Okay, I'll give this little bit. What do you call it? Spoiler alert. In the beginning, she's meeting with the little kid, right? And the little kid is telling her there's something in the drawer. What does that illustrate for us? That all of life is constantly making suggestions. Hey, there's danger over there. Hey, there's love over there. Hey, there's wickedness over there. Hey, there's peace. Hey, there's war. He made a suggestion. He didn't do nothing wrong. He made a suggestion. What did she do? She was tempted, yield not to temptation. Huh? She took the suggestion. It must be because he said it. It must be in there because he said it's in there. So he planted the seed. She didn't initially look for it, if I remember correctly. This is why I gotta go back and watch it. I gotta do this breakdown because I want to say she didn't look there initially, but it stirred in her mind. See, seeds can be planted. Suggestions can be made, but you got to grab it. You got to bring it into your world, into your mind. And how do you do that? How do you bring something to life? With your imagination. So the seed is dropped, the thought, that's the seed. In the beginning was the word. And then you got to bring that sucker in. That's what your free will is. Will you take the suggestion or won't you? She took the suggestion. And guess what? She found what she was looking for. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Isaiah, you ain't watched the movie? Come on now. I need to see. Can I do? I don't want to make no promise. Can I do that? I gotta do that. It'll be a benefit to me. I'll get a kick out of it. No, 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 no. Stay on me because I want to. Like I really, really, really. I told the group this week anyway that I'm like every time Dr. Money Magnet come up, I be like, damn it, I still got to do that video. Is that the movie Beyonce starred in? No, no, no. This is it's on Amazon Video. There's actually an older version of it, but this is the one that was made in 2021. It's about this psychologist and this kid. Is that 20? Yeah, 2021. So this grieving psychologist, she uproots her life, moves to another country, and she's assigned to this mysterious kid who everybody seems to be scared of, right? Nobody will really tell her what's going on with the kid or why the previous psychologist was no longer working with him. But it's like she's trying to figure it out. She's convinced that it's like, oh, everything is fine until he starts making suggestions, and those suggestions rattle her. And he said, I did a bunch of, I don't know what my notebook is at the moment. Uh, I was about to see if I could find my notes, but I took some notes of some of the things that he said at the end of the movie. And basically he said, damn, what did he say? He said, wait, what did he say? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Where is my notebook at? Where? Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. I don't know. I move stuff around. Let me see. Mm, It's not important. But yeah, basically he was saying to her that you 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 found what you went looking for. This is why I will urge this. No, it's not horror. It's it could be considered horror, but no, it's not horror. It's more of suspense. Yeah. But it's very intriguing. It's very I think the category is considered psychological thriller. Yeah, psychological thriller. It'll keep you on your toes like, "Wow, what?" It's very crazy how it all but at the end they kind of pull it all together and you see I really want to find the original though. I would like to see the old one. I think that one was done mm, I don't remember what the original was done. It's probably terrible quality, but usually it's a tall task to recreate. Like maybe it's not a classic because if ain't you never heard of it. But I was about to say maybe they might not have done a good job, with the oh, I thought it was earlier than that. It says 93. Oh, I was thinking it was like the 70s. Okay. 93 was the original. The original title was The Marionette World. Okay. Yeah. I'll check that out too. All the movies are uh, once you get an eye for yourself to see, you're gonna see yourself in everything. In songs, you're gonna see it in movies, you're gonna see it in stories, you're gonna see it in scripture, you're gonna see it everywhere. They're all telling you that it's you. Everything is telling you that everything is an unfolding of your own mind and your own consciousness. Everything. Appreciate you, Dr. Money Magnet, for the super chat. Looking forward to the movie review. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I think the best way to do it, probably though, the quickest is to as I'm going through it, is to kind of do screenshots versus trying to play snippets of it. That's the part that I think is the issue as far as copyright. Um, because I know even on the video that I've done on this channel in the past, it wasn't even 30 seconds. It might have been 30 seconds of the Matrix. They flagged it. They didn't take the video down. No, they just couldn't monetize it, which I don't care. Even if they'll allow me to do that, I don't care about the video being monetized. Um, you'll check it out? Yeah. Because for a moment I thought you was going loco. Who, me? That's such a compliment. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. Amen. Mm. I have certainly gone loco many times, my friend. I have certainly lost my mind many times. Um, no apologies. You have to go insane. Sane means you gotta crack. You gotta crack the shell. You gotta crack the illusion. I gave y'all this quote before. I'm gonna give it to you. It's a good way. It's a good way for us to close out because it reflects how I feel about things. Um, what did he say? What was that man's name? What's his name? Mm, mm, am I gonna be able to find it? I can find anything. Let me see. Let me see. You need notes, y'all. You should be creating your ideal world. You should have books around you that speak to you. You should be, if you are on social media, you should be having accounts that speak to you. Speak power to you, not fear. Not fear. If you got phones, do you have anything that speaks your language? Your favorite songs, your favorite quotes, your favorite movies, your favorite books, your favorite thoughts. Like, do you dial those in where you can get to them quickly, recall them? It keeps you in your world. It makes you less likely to get swallowed up in somebody else's world because your priority is you. Yep. Yep. Message. Message if you can catch it. We'll get it when it's ready, right on time. Facts. Facts. I want to give you this quote done. I'm gonna give it to you because I know I can put my hands on it. I can put my hands on it. Oh, here's one. We done talked about this before. Hatsumi. I know that's not how to pronounce his name. The first priority to the ninja is to win without fighting. Yeah. You got to live without fighting. That's how you win life. That's the sweet spot. Now there is a time when you do fight. Yeah, 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 yeah. In the beginning stages you do. You gotta make that right too. Make everything right. Um oh wait, is this it? Oh, this is a good one from the yogi I like, Maharshi. I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly. I hate mispronouncing people's names. The question, "Who am I?" is not really meant to get an answer. The question, "Who am I?" is meant to dissolve the questioner. Is meant to move you beyond the mind that questions. But the question is important. Ah, ah. Yeah, awareness, friend. Everything is about awareness. Awareness of self. Okay, let's see. I got a bunch of shit in here. It's organized though. I should start sharing some of this. There's no need to keep it all to myself. Um, okay. I don't know. I can't find it. I remember aspects of your beauty when I acquired the right one. I love it. I love it. Oh, the path. That's what it is. That's what it says. Okay, yeah. Let me search that. Let me search that. I should know this by heart as many times as I talk about it. Um, I know the guy's name too. I think it's the what is his name? Okay, that ain't it. Hmm. Maybe we don't read it. Maybe we don't need to read it tonight. Maybe we don't need to read it out. Read it tonight. Huh? Huh? Don't come in here on no weirdo shit. Um, my name is God. I am ageless and I am timeless. Thank you. Amen. Amen. Manchurian candidate. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, that's a good one too. Mm, okay. Okay, maybe this is it. Let me see if this is the guy. Edgar. Oh, that's a good one, but no, we're not reading that. Not that one. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. I'm gonna give you this one just because it ties into our topic. The topic was about are you alone or are you afraid to be with yourself? Clarissa SC says it is worse to stay where one does not belong at all than to wander about lost for a while, looking for the psychic and soulful kinship one requires. Yeah, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's still one to one though. Damn. Okay, now I'm getting a little bothered. Looks like not a day older than 25. Really? Mm, okay. Damn. Don't y'all some of my OGs, don't y'all know that quote I'm talking about? Um It's about pursuing the spiritual path. Oh, wait, 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 wait. There it is. There it is. See, we always can find whatever we're looking for. My advice to you is not to undertake the spiritual path. It is too difficult, too long, and it's too demanding. I suggest you ask for your money back and go home. This is not a picnic. It is really going to ask everything of you. So it is best not to begin. However, if you do begin, it is best to finish. Yeah, that's the whole pursuit of self. Now, there are I know I can hear some people my life won't stay up. Okay, forget it. I can hear some people saying, well, you shouldn't have to pursue self. There's nothing to pursue, right? Yes, yes, we know that. But you have to pursue it to realize that you don't have to pursue it. That's like the point of suffering. What's the point of suffering? To teach you that it's unnecessary. What's the point of pain? To teach you that it's unnecessary. Huh? It's to show you there's another way, that there is an option. That's the whole point. So the whole pursuit of you, it's in the pursuit of you that you realize there was nothing to pursue. It's in the pursuit of God that you discover yourself. But it's the pursuit that sets that thing in motion. That part is important. The willingness and the desire. All of life creation stems from desire. If you don't have a desire to know, then you don't know. If you don't have a desire to explore yourself, to know yourself, then whatever. All right, there's nothing to know. I'm fine. Okay, no problem. No problem. You got it. Oh, did I tell y'all who that was by? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Trung Pa, right? Learning self. Okay, no, that's another one. So anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Um, appreciate you. I don't know who that is. It's Rylan. Um, appreciate you for hanging out on this fine Friday night. The message is always the same. Is you. Who else could it be other than you? It's like getting on my nerves. I sit it up. It's too bright in my eyeballs. And then doesn't matter. We fading to black, so we'll just let it just do whatever it's doing. Starburst says stay. Gotta go, gotta go. I appreciate y'all though. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your energy. The message is the same that everything is you. Huh? It's only 12 F sleep. Listen, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to make it. I just was it. Woo! What Elise said. Elise was like, nah, stay till 2. Then where she at? Probably somewhere asleep. Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. Mm-hmm. No, we good. We hit it. We hit it. We hit it at the right spot. Hit it. Yeah, she did. I know. This isn't the inner circle where Rook says bye like 4 or 5 times. Nope. 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 The doors of the church are closed. The doors of the church are closed. I just came as a reminder. I am you, right? I'm just a reminder that you are everything. You are all that is. Uh, you can't miss it. Who am I? I'm Rook the Great, baby. I'm the best who ever did it. I'm the baddest mofo you never met. I'm the beginning and the end, the light and the dark. Ah, the moon and the sun, the woman and the man, the God and the Satan. It's me. It's me. It's me. It could be nobody else but me. I'm the giver and the asker. Yeah, yeah. The Father and the Son. Yeah, yeah. The God and the goddess, all of it. I gets what I want. I never take no for an answer. You understand what I'm saying? I am all that is. I can't miss it. I could never get it wrong. I trust myself. I'm confident. I'm certain. I'm sure. I'm the woman for the job. Who else could it be? When I speak, they pay attention. When I show up, they pay attention. When I speak, they listen. Yeah, let's get it right, huh? That's me. I will never be a slave to this world. I will never be a slave to my flesh. I will never think anything but higher for me. I will never see me lower than what I know I am. I'm all power. I know that. I'm clear on that. I'm clear on that. I have no problem with the world. I hold no ill will to it. It holds no ill will to me. I need no protection because I see no danger. I thrive in my glory. I thrive in power, not pity. I choose faith over fear. Huh? I choose power over pity. Only my story is what matters. See, this is what you got to do, friends. You got to go bar for bar with yourself. Get clear on who you are. Where do you stand? Is the world deciding for you? Are you deciding? Are you waiting for things to change to convince yourself that you're that? Are you waiting for the outside to validate your position? Or are you certain that it is you that dictates how this thing goes and then the outside has to reflect? Are you sure of yourself? Do you got you covered? Can you sit with you? Can you love on you? Can anybody touch you? Can the world touch you? Can they? If you think they can, you need to question why. Think in your favor. Think in and for your good. Don't entertain anything that speaks against you. And then, lastly, our three pillars. When we look out into the world, only in my favor do I think. Only in my favor do I think. Okay? When I see something, I only accept what I agree to be true. If I don't agree with it, I don't accept it. I never speak against myself. I only accept. I only agree what I accept. I only accept what I agree, however you want to word it, is true. And then lastly, I never give power to anything outside of me. That's a false idol. Putting anything above God, putting anything above your own awareness is a false idol, is a sin. Nothing can be greater than God, which means there can be no evil that's greater than you. There can be no illness that's greater than you. There can be no circumstance, no trauma, no abuse, sorry, no loss, no devastation, no grief that's greater than you because nothing is greater than God ever. And you are what? God. Any ideas for what? Okay. That's all I got, y'all. I'm going to leave it there. Have a good one. Peace.